What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. So today I wanted to make a video talking about the entire Battle Pass situation, because now we are a little over a month from when Chapter 1 Season 2 returned, I guess you could say, and we still have yet to see any of these skins return. So I think a lot of people have given up on the idea of them returning. And here's why I think that that's completely wrong, and I just don't think that you should think that way whatsoever. Epic Games has done this stuff before, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I do think that they have some sort of secret plan, essentially. Again, I want to make this very clear, though, right off before I go in any deeper. This is all speculation. This is not leaked. This is nothing of the sort. This is all speculation. This is just my opinion, and I just think it's absolutely crazy. I just think the idea of them never bringing back these past skins is more crazy to think about than if they were to bring it back. It makes way more sense for the majority of the player base, including Epic Games themselves, for them to bring back these skins. So I do think they will come back at some point. It's just a matter of when, if we're being completely real. Now, I was really thinking about it because at first I was thinking, why would they bring back the Renegade Raider? They brought back the rarest skin ever, and the reason this skin is so rare is because it was available only during Season 1 for the last 7 years. And not only that, but this was during a time when the game, it was popular. People forget that. They think it was not popular at all. It was not as popular as it became. That was not its peak, of course. It didn't really peak until around Season 3, Season 4, around that time period. That's when it was, you know, when Ninja was playing with Drake and stuff. But either way, Season 1 was a time where people weren't really that accustomed to spending money on microtransactions as much, especially for a new free-to-play game that, I mean, even now people won't think like that as much, but I don't know. I feel like Marvel Rivals, for example, a game like that, people have already spent a lot of money. They probably spent money on it as soon as they loaded up the game and played a couple matches. Maybe they bought the Battle Pass right away. Like, people were not doing that back in 2017, okay? That was a rare thing. So not only did you have to spend the money on the game that you don't know where it's going, is it going to be around anytime soon? Is it going to get shut down? Is it a game I'm even going to like in a couple of months? That was my mentality until Season 2. Once we got to Season 2, I realized, yes, I like this game. I'm going to play it. I'm going to buy some stuff, you know, but in Season 1, I did not think that way whatsoever. And I think the majority of people didn't. So not only did you have to get over that hurdle, right? You not only had to do that, but you also had to get up to level 35, I believe it was, to get the Renegade Raider, which wasn't that bad if we're being real. But back then, again, you're not playing the game that much like you would nowadays, where you're really used to playing it and you know how to level up as fast as possible. Not only that, we have a lot more ways to level up at this point than how it was back in Season 1, I'll tell you that much. But regardless, it was a very different time, right? So they did all of that, the rarest skin in the game, and they brought it back. Especially, not only that, Dakota's, a very popular Fortnite streamer, had talked to a dev back in 2019 and had made it very clear that this was an exclusive skin that was never going to return again. But clearly, something changed, okay? Something changed. And going forward to now, they brought back the rarest skin that they've ever released. I don't think there was anything more rare, you know, a couple days before they released the Renegade Raider again. I think that was literally the rarest skin in the game, and yet they brought it back anyways. So my point is, if that can go, anything can go at this point. So why wouldn't they? Well, I think that if we're looking into it a little bit deeper, I think that they have some sort of method to not release it for a while, but then release certain battle passes, but not others. Some weird thing that they've predetermined, pre-calculated based off statistics on how popular certain battle passes were, or I don't know, maybe they just chose certain ones at random and they just wanted to start with Season 1. So for example, okay, Season 1, they released it. It's not a very popular battle pass. It was popular in the sense of people wanted the skin, but it wasn't popular in the sense of how many people actually purchased it at that time, back in the day. Then in Season 2, they're not going to release it, not yet at least, right? Because they want to artificially increase its perceived value, pretty much. So if it didn't release again, we're going through another Chapter 1 Season 2, and it still didn't release again, well, the next time when we cycle back to Chapter 1 Season 2, the perceived value of it will be a lot higher, because even by then, it'll be a couple years later. Why release all of these battle passes all at once is what I'm trying to say. Why release them exactly in order as we're going right now, when you could space them out in a way that would just make it so that certain ones are going to be more valuable than others? So in this example, like I said, Season 1, they released the Renegade Raider. Then Season 2, they don't, because we just got the Renegade Raider. They're not going to release Season 2. Maybe Season 3, then we get this one. Season 4, then we don't. Season 5, we do. This is just an example. I don't know. They could do it in any random order. They could even do it in, like, I don't know. We don't get it. We don't get Season 2, 3, 4, and then Season 5, they release it. Season 6, they release it. Then Season 7, we don't. I don't know. They could do things like that. It makes no sense to me. It would make no sense to any of us, but maybe to them, they have the statistics. Maybe things like that would make sense on how they release it. The only reason I'm even thinking that this is a possibility is because they've already done it. They've already done this in the past. If you remember the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper skins, in 2018, these were the most sought after skins. They released the Skull Trooper in 2018 during the 2018 Fortnitemares, or Chapter 1 Season 6 specifically, but the Ghoul Trooper was nowhere to be found. There was no Ghoul Trooper skin released in 2018. They made everybody wait an entire year yet again until we got into Fortnitemares 2019 to get the Ghoul Trooper skin. They did that on purpose to increase the perceived value of this skin. And yes, they still got OG styles and everything, so nothing really changed when it comes to that. But the point is, there's clearly value in the whole idea of making people wait and wonder for when a skin is going to release again. So this isn't to make anybody think that these battle pass skins are 100% coming back. This is just me speculating at the idea that there's always a good chance that these skins return. It makes more sense, like I said, for them to release these skins again than for them to not release the skins. Epic Games would benefit, the player base as a whole, other than the small percentage of people who care about exclusivity and played back in 2018, would all benefit from this particular thing. And I think the majority of people would not actually care. I think, especially because we would be given OG styles, okay? I would run around, I mean, not all the time, to be completely honest, because I like the OG Black Knight. It looks fantastic, especially the Black Shield. But if I were to get it, you know, I'd try out the OG style. I'd run around with the OG style from time to time, because that's what you would get for being an early adopter of these skins. You don't necessarily deserve the right to have every single item in that and nothing else, because everyone just wants to talk about skins. And I say this in every one of these videos, but there's so much more to a battle pass than just skins, okay? There's gliders, pickaxes, wraps, music packs, all sorts of things that just don't even make sense to be exclusive. And I say this is a big one right here. The original Chapter 1 Battle Royale music is completely absent from the game unless you played in Season 10. If you played in Season X and you got to Tier 50 of the Battle Pass, it was the free Battle Pass too. You didn't even have to buy it, but it was still in the Battle Pass. Tier 50, oh, now you have the privilege to get the original OG music. That is something that is not available to anybody else unless you played in Season X. And I don't really understand why they put it. I know why they put it in that Battle Pass, because that was a Battle Pass that was supposed to be like a remix of all the previous seasons almost, and going back in time, because we got like Dusty Depot back and stuff like that. But I don't understand why they locked it into a time gate so that nobody could ever access, because who cares about music packs? You can't even show off a music pack. So you can't even have the whole idea that, oh, I can show off my skin that's OG, it's exclusive. That argument doesn't even work with things like music packs and even loading screens. Like, there's things that are actually really awesome items that you just can't have access to anymore, that have nothing to do with skins or anything that you could show off. And I think that needs to change, if I'm being completely real. Drop some OG styles. I originally said that they shouldn't add OG styles, but you know what? Just to keep everyone happy, yeah, you probably should. But when it comes down to it, I still think that they need to release these skins yet again. And I do believe that they will at some point. Like I said, I do believe that they will do some weird thing where they don't release it for a while. Some battle passes are available, but others aren't for a while, and then they cycle back. I believe they're going to do something like that, like they did with the Ghoul Trooper back in 2018. It also makes sense too, because how many times can you remix skins? For an example, they can keep selling these OG passes, but at a certain point, you're not going to be able to remix every single skin yet again. How many times can you remix the Black Knight? How many times can you remix Sparkle Specialist? Like, it doesn't really make sense past a certain point. Now, I think the next time we go around, they will release an OG pass, but it'll just be with the skins that they missed this time. Like, for an example, the Blue Squire didn't get a skin. I'll think that they maybe will reskin the Blue Squire, for an example. That's like another reason why they potentially didn't put the Blue Squire in. And it's why they also put an item shop reskin instead of another battle pass. And so that once we cycle through and go back to Season 1 again and onward, they can sell another remix of a skin that they didn't do last time. But at the end of the day, you know, we're going to cycle through it enough times. At a certain point, it's going to run out. That's all I'm trying to say. And the best thing to do at that point is to just release the original skins, or maybe a little bit earlier. I don't know when they'll release them, but if you truly believe that they will never release these battle pass skins, and you think it's crazy at the idea that they even could, I do believe it is definitely more crazy to believe that they will never bring them back than it is that they will bring them back. I mean, there's all these different benefits to Epic Games themselves, and there's pretty much zero benefits for them to leave them stuck in the past forever. But anyways, that is going to wrap up this video. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.